This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so good morning team. In this Databricks Data Engineer Master Program, in today's session we will talk about Introduction to dbutils file system commands, mount and blob storage container. Okay, so we will learn Introduction to blob storage account, Introduction to dbutility commands, mount point advantages, connect to blob from Databricks overview diagram, create mount point, create data frame from blob CSV file, writing data from data to CSV file, prerequisite required resources we'll be discussing. Blob storage. Azure Blob Storage is a Microsoft object storage solution for the cloud team, meaning object storage means you can store actually any data. Objects means mainly it is designed for images, audio, video files. Okay, blob storage is mainly designed for object storage, meaning audio, video, images. So for this kind of thing, but generally this is also used for storing data like staging data, archival data, anything. If you want to store, we will be keeping in the blob storage. So blob storage is optimized for storing massive amount of unstructured data. So blob storage is designed to store any semi-structured, unstructured data in this, and uh, it is unlimited storage, but so there is a limit on the file size up to 5 GB or TB. Okay, so I think up to 5 TB file only you can able to upload. But when it comes to the data lake, you can upload petabytes of files. Okay, not only the 5 terabytes, but you can upload a petabytes of files in the data lake. So when you create a data lake storage, so you see, if you remember, this is basically earlier one, but access keys, there is a option. If you go here, you will see on storage account, and then we will have a access key. Using this, we will be establishing connection to the blob from the data bricks. So yesterday already we have seen direct connection using the notebook level access, or you can say session level access, we have seen yesterday. So today we will be creating a mount point. What is mount point? I'll explain to you in some time. So how to create a mount point is like this. This is the code for creating a mount point. If you see your main folder that you want to attach, storage account name, and here you need to add the container name, storage name again, and access key. Access key means this. In all the places, here storage account name, here also storage account name. So here you need to put your main folder which you want to attach with the data bricks. Main folder which you want to attach with the data bricks, you can be able to use it here. Okay, take a second. Now what I wanted to do is, now let's move on to the next slide, introduction to the DB utilities. So DB utilities are available in Python or Scala notebooks. You can use the utilities to work with the files, object storage efficiently. For example, these DB utility commands can be used in multiple use cases, but one of the use cases, you can work with the files. You want to copy file from one folder to another folder. You want to move file from one folder to another folder. If you want to delete a folder, you want to create a folder, you want to delete a file, so you want to create a file, anything, you can use this DB utility commands. Along with these DB utility commands also used for creating the parameters in the notebook. The third thing is, these DB utility commands you can also use to execute other notebooks from the current notebook. If you see DB utilities.fs.help, so DB utilities, if you within DB utilities, we are focusing for today's file system. FS means file system. So within file system, you can see CP command for copying, head command for reading the file, ls command for listing down the folder content, what are the subfolders, what are the files we have. Mkdir is for creating folder, mv to move the file. What is the difference between cp and mvt?
In
Copy will
copy, there
create
is
a copy, and move will delete the original files and create in the destination.
We can say move is just like a cut command, cut off.
Move means cut and paste, cp means copy and paste. Okay, put means you create a file and write some data. Rm is used to remove the file or folder. So these all things we will discuss. Plus mount. Mount means if you want to attach any storage folder, main folder, root folder, you want to attach with the you want to attach blob storage main folder with the Databricks, you can create a mount. Mount means attaching. Mounts means you can see all existing attachments, which all storages, which all commands are basically attached, that you can able to see. Refresh mount means sometimes if the mount point is not working as expected, it is not able to connect to the storage, you can refresh the mounts. Unmount means you can detach that particular container that you attached with the data bricks. Update mount, if any storage key something you changed, you want to update the mount point, you can update it. But generally instead of update, we do a detach and reattach, because this will work without any trouble. If you update, if something goes wrong, you have to work out again. So that's why it is easy to detach and reattach.
Blob storage is similar to a folder in the server, or is it similar to a column in the database table in this particular context?
So you mean to say in the mount point?
No, no, no. Normally, we are discussing blob storage, right?
Hmm.
Blob is a kind of folder in the file system, or a column in the table, because a similar word we are using in the Oracle database, and that's why I'm
Column
asking.
in a database, sir. No, it's
Mm,
a, see, blob storage is a object storage, you can say. It is not, it's a file based storage, but it is not even a file system. Okay, so when you create a data lake, it will create a file system, because you can create all the subfolders, everything. But blob storage is just object storage for storing your semi-structured or unstructured data. You can create the root containers, but you can't create any subfolder. That's what we have seen yesterday as well. Understood?
okay.
So mount point, you can see, this is how we will create a mount point. If you want to do the unmount, dbutils.fs.unmount, you can give the mount point here. Importance of mount point, why we need to create a mount point is, if you remember yesterday, when I created a direct connection, that direct connection is basically not available whenever you clear the state, whenever you detach and attach, whenever you go to another notebook. In the another notebook, that connection will not be available. If you are trying to execute some command on some other cluster, that connection will not be available. But mount point, once you created any cluster in your workspace, any notebook, any cluster in your Databricks can access blob storage using this mount point. See, all users in the Databricks workspace have access to mounted blob storage container. Once a mount point is created through a cluster, users of that cluster can immediately access the mount point. So once you created a, let's say you have a cluster 1, you have a cluster 2. Some notebooks are attached here, some notebooks are attached here. Using this notebook, created a mount code and I executed. So this notebook can immediately access that mount point, but these notebooks can't access this mount point immediately, because just now I created, right? To make this immediately reflect here, you have seen something called dbutils.fs.refresh mounts you can able to do to make same mount point available to other clusters quickly, immediately. Okay. So overview diagram. So I'll have some data. That data I'll upload into Blob Storage. I'll create a blob and upload that data into Blob Storage. From Databricks, I'll connect to the Blob Storage. Then I can able to read data from Blob Storage to Databricks. From Databricks, I can write the data back to the Blob Storage. So spark.read.format. Remember, Spark is nothing but a session team. Using that session, I am reading. What I am reading? CSV file. From which location? Load from this location. Okay. So while writing the data, also you have data here. DF will contains the data that I am writing. If the data is already available in target folder, you overwrite it. In which format you are writing? CSV. Where you want to save? This is the location I want to save. If you want to append the data means for the existing data you add this new data. Don't remove existing data, but here remove existing data, write new data. Okay, overwrite. Prerequisite, we need Databricks, Azure Blob Storage for today, and required resources are Azure Blob Storage, Databricks. Assignment is, so I will explain to you today how to create a mount point for you from one storage, but in your case while practicing, okay, you need to do this, how to connect to two storage accounts like source storage and sync storage, read data from source storage, write the data to the sync storage. You need to do, what I am doing is single storage I'll create. Databricks, from Databricks I'll connect to this blob. I'll read, I'll write it. But what you need to do, create source, sync storage. From Databricks you connect to this, read from here, write to here. Understood? Assignment, everybody understood? So now let me go to here. Let's create a portal.azure.com. Let me go to portal.azure.com. I'll create the Databricks blob storage. Anybody have any questions here? You want to ask something at this moment? Let me know.
Um, Actually, I understand the mount. So we are mounting the Azure Storage Blob with the Notebook Workspace. So we can access the files from Blob Storage to, from Notebook. Okay. But what about the mount point? Mount point in the word in the sense like I'm not getting clear.
You'll come to know. Just a minute.
Okay.
So Azure Databricks. I'm just creating Azure Databricks team. Mounting or mount point is nothing but the path that you are going to use to access the storage account. Okay, but you'll get better clarity the terms maybe. So some other concept also using same names, maybe you have some confusion, something you are talking about it, right? But I think once we explain this, you will have clarity on the seed team. So subscription resource group is this, and then workspace name I have created like this. Then I'm just clicking review plus create. So validation past created. I'm opening the second tab. So what else we need to create him for doing today lab? What are the other services that we need to create for today lab?
Blob storage.
Sir, in blob, can we store a single file or multiple files?
In blob, can we store it in single file or multiple files? What is that question? I did not
Means,
understand. What is single file, multiple files?
means we are storing the content, right? Either as a input or output, we are storing. That means in blob, Can we store multiple files, or is it
No,
only
you
for
can store as many files as you want. There is no restriction.
uh, and mounting, the process of mounting, can we say it as reading from disk to the memory?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
No, 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 no. See, storage account is a file system. Yes, I agree. Disk, you can say. We are reading into the Spark notebook. So it is memory, but your understanding of memory is different, I think. Okay.
No, no, sir. No, sir.
Here, hmm,
It is RAM only. Memory means RAM only.
memory means RAM only, I understand. But here we are not storing any data. Until the process is happening, the Spark will keep that data in the memory, but we can't store that data in the memory. That is what you should understand. Okay. Okay. So go to storage account team. Click on create storage account. So you will see same subscription, same resource group. Now I am creating a one storage account, Cloud Pandit Dev ADLS. Sorry, Dev Blob, right? Dev Blob. Then click review plus create. Okay, now click on create. So if you see here, Databricks is creating, here storage account is creating. Okay, now tell me if you have any questions. Mount point is required while connecting with the blob. So the mount point will be need for ADLS connection with data. So the mount point will be need for ADLS. Oh my God, what you are understanding? See, when you are talking about blob storage, you just keep anything with the only blob storage. What is that ADLS and all? Don't include ADLS. ADLS is a separate storage. How we connect to the ADLS is totally different. Okay, so you are comparing SQL database and Oracle database. So both connections will be different. How you connect to SQL database, how you connect to the Oracle database, both are different. Similarly, here both are different, Manas. Okay, these commands are like same like in Linux. So yes, it's similar to be like that. People who know the Linux are normally also it is easy to understand. Okay, very simple. Don't worry. So this is my blob storage. As you know, expand this data storage. Go to containers. So click on add container. So this container name, as you know, I am going to give you the name of this container as global. So now what I am going to do, very careful, observe the point here. Mount point means I am going to attach only this global container. Okay, so for example, here I have a staging container also I have. So if I create a mount point, right, so I can create a mount point only for only one container. I can't create a mount point for all these containers at once. You can create a mount point means only for one root container. Okay, so once I attach this root container, what will happen is inside this root container, if you have a multiple subfolders, think of you have a like bronze, silver, gold, three subfolders you have. So all these three subfolders, any files that you have directly or within these folders, anything you can access inside the global container after mount point. I hope everybody understood. Now I am going to create some directory and I will upload the data. See the directory how I will create is, you can see India slash bronze slash let's say credit data. Okay, so click OK. After that upload, I'm just uploading some files here. Let's say this is credit daily to weekly salary. Okay, something like this. Three files I have uploaded. Some people asked only one file or multiple files, so you can just I uploaded multiple files, but under branch you have credit data. Maybe You can also create employee. Okay, so under this, maybe if you want to upload a one file or multiple, oh my god, 1 second, sorry, something wrong happened here. So branch credit data, right? Here you just have to have a employee folder. Here I need to upload the employee file. So how you want to upload, how you want to maintain your data, that is all up to you. Okay, so employee file I uploaded under employee folder. If you come back under credit folder, credit data folder, I uploaded multiple files. So now once you created a mount point for the global, inside global, any folder, anything you can able to access. Okay, so first thing is blob storage is ready with all the data. So now as per this diagram, we will go step by step so that it will be easy for you to understand the things. So firstly, I open the storage, I uploaded the data. Now I'll open Databricks. So whenever I open Databricks from today, you need to tell me two things. Whenever you open a Databricks, two prior things you need to do. Two prerequisites that you need to know is, as soon as you open the Databricks workspace, you create a cluster and a notebook. From tomorrow onwards, I'll ask same question. Whenever we open a Databricks, we needed two mandatory things. One is go to compute, click on create compute. Okay, so here compute name, let it be default, and I don't want this, I want single node. I'll select a single node. The type of node is delta cache accelerated nodes are not enabled in my subscription. I'm using this type of node, and the cluster should be automatically shut down after 30 minutes of inactivity. With this, I'll say create cluster. So you need to create the cluster like this. Similarly, click on new, click on notebook. Okay, so before you do anything, you first, what you need to do is you need to make the notebook and cluster ready. Blob mount blob. Okay, so now you see the cluster is getting created and you created the notebook as well. Now let's say if already cluster is available, I can directly use this particular generate code with assistant, right? So directly I can able to use that to generate a code for creating the mount point for the blob. But as it is not available yet, the cluster is going to take some time to create. So meantime, what I wanted to do is attach. What I will do, I'll go to documentation, mount blob storage in database. I'll just go to documentation. Okay, see here, mount Azure blob storage. First link you can just click, or second link, wherever you go, ultimately everything is same. So you can copy this. Okay, are you getting it? You can copy the first enter command and you can put that enter command here. Okay, now let's start replacing some of the details that we need to replace as per the storage account that we wanted to connect. So this is the storage account. Now if you see as per this diagram, right? Now firstly I created a Databricks blob storage. Then within the blob storage, I created some folders, uploaded the data. Now from the I open the Databricks, I created a cluster and a notebook. Now I want to establish connection to the blob storage. So for that, what I need to do, I need to take this blob storage keys and I need to update in the notebook. So for that, I'll go to here, security plus networking, access keys. If you go to access keys, you see something called key. Copy this key and you need to guide me, you need to tell me if I am making any mistakes. Your suggestions also you can tell me now. Okay, this could be done this way, or improving security or something, anything you can say now. Okay, so this is the storage name, I am just putting here team, and then storage name you need to update here also. Next, what is the container that we plan to mount it in? What is the container we plan to mount it?
Global.
Global.
Global. So copy this put that global here as well. Okay, global. So mount point means this is a mount point. Now in order to access the global container, we use this particular path. We won't use storage name, container name and all. We simply use this because this mount point is basically pointing to in this storage this container. So that's why our mount point name here I have given as a global only. To understand, this global is nothing but a global container within this storage. Understood everybody? Now before I execute this, I want to check the dbutils commands. First you can see dbutils. What is dbutils? Databricks utility commands which are used for uh, interacting with the file system, calling other notebooks from current notebook, for creating the parameters, for reading the sensitive information from the key vault. Many use cases we have. We need to spend some time to understand. So dbutils.help I am asking, so that it will tell what I can do using this dbutilities. If you ask dbutilities.help, it will tell you what you can do. Just wait. Okay, there are a lot of things, but we need to focus only on the widgets for creating parameters, secrets for reading sensitive information, notebooks for calling other notebooks from current notebook, then fs for interacting with the file system. Only mainly we use only these four. Libraries, anyhow this is deprecated, but still it is showing, but it is removed from the utilities library. Earlier we were also using library for installing third party libraries in the Databricks. Okay, now within this db utilities you have a lot of things, but today my entire focus is on the file system, right? So that's why db utilities.fs on file system, what I can do, I am asking. See, on the file system you can create a mount, you can check the existing mounts, you can refresh the mount, you can unmount, meaning you can detach, you can update the mount, and you can copy data, head, all those things I already discussed in the slides. Now what I wanted to do is, first I want to check existing mounts. Can somebody form the formula or command to get the existing mount points? See, very simple, right? DB utilities, I asked a help. So on DB utilities, it is clearly saying FS. So then I said DB utilities.fs. On top of FS, what I can do, I asked DB utilities.fs.help. Now it is saying you can do all these things. So what should be the command to know all the existing mount points? First tell me, out of this, which is the command that I need to use to check the existing mounts? Mount or mounts or
Mount,
refreshment or unmount?
Mounts.
mount,
Mounts.
Mounts.
Mounts, right? So meaning db utilities dot fs dot mounts are nothing but a to identify the existing mounts. db utilities dot fs dot mounts. See, these are the existing mount points. But are you seeing anything called mnt slash global? No, right? So now let's execute this mount point. It is true, right? Now dbutilities.fs dot mounts. Again I will ask the mounts. Okay, Now are you seeing mnt slash global is the mount point? Source it is connected to is global container in this particular dev blob storage. Able to understand this thing?
Here I have one question, sir.
Tell me.
Actually, when we put this fs dot mount, right, mounts, right,
Hmm.
it will show all the mount whatever we did mounted with the work. I mean, database workspace within the database workspace, right?
Repeat your question.
I mean, this list, like the list I can see after this command, it will list out all the mounts that are done within the workspace of Databricks, correct, right?
Yes, that's what, right. Before we create a mount point, I have shown you all the existing mount points. So these are the existing mounts, default mounts created by the Databricks. For example, if you see this particular mount point, this is used for some data sets. Sample data sets will be there that you can able to use it for learning or practice. Huge data we are going to test it. For example, in Delta futures, when we are testing, we need a huge data, so kind of a GBs of data we need. So we generate that GB of data from this particular mount point. So that's how these are the existing mount points. So we created a mount point. Now for the existing mount points, our mount point is also added and showing now.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
So one question, like let's say suppose if the global has been renamed, so in that case also we can able to access.
If global is renamed means it will consider that global container is removed and it will throw error saying that container not available.
Okay, okay.
Understood? Okay. Now very carefully observe here. Now I am asking you a question. If I want to list down what is the content of a folder, let's say mnt slash global, what is the content that I have that I want to list down? Inside mnt slash global, global is the container. What all subfolders we have, what all files we have. I want to understand that. What can be the command? Can you guess it? What should be the command? Can you guess it, Tim?
ls
Tell me full command.
Utilities dot
What is the full command?
dbutils dot fs dot ls.
Very good. DB utilities dot. See, very simple. For this, on top of file system only, all these are available. So anything you want to use, you have to add a prefix as a DB utilities dot fs dot. So now ls is nothing but it will list down the content. Now you see, I am going to say DB utilities dot fs dot ls. What do you want to list down? Under mnt slash global, what content I have? So it is saying India folder. Okay, tell me inside India folder what I have. Bronze. Inside bronze what I have. So credit data. Inside credit data what I have. So you can say it is saying there are three files. So meaning storage is accessible. With this we can say that storage is accessible. But how we are going to read these files in the Spark, I'll tell you. But before that, what we wanted to do is one by one, right? So DB utilities. Now let me ask you one more question. I want to create a folder. I want to create a folder tip. So in order to create a folder, in order to just a minute, 1 second. Okay. So can you tell me now? In order to create a folder, what can be the command team? First tell me what is the key that I need to use and what is the full command.
Mkdir.
mkdirs.
Yes.
mkdirs, make directories. You can create a one or more subdirectories at a time. Okay, make directories. What should be the full command team? db utilities dot fs dot mkdirs. Correct. So come down. So I'll be creating a dbutilities.fs.mkdirs. So mnt slash global slash India slash, okay, you can say copy test. Okay, what is the folder that I'm creating? Let's say maybe inside a branch, you can create a copy test folder, and I can also create a move test folder. Okay, so how many commands I'm creating? Sorry, two different folders I'm creating: copy test, move test. Now I can check whether those are created or not. How I can able to check, Tim, once again? How can I check?
ls command.
Go to
ls
the
command.
Yes, command.
dbutils.fs.ls.
Very good, very good. So you just have to use up to branch. Now you can see along with your credit data credit data folder, employed folder, you also have a move test, copy test folders. Now, first thing, team, what I wanted to do, I want to test the copy. dbutils.fs. To copy, you have seen there is a command copy. Here, what I'm doing is I'm just using the source is, let's say, credit data. Where I want to copy this data, into copy test folder, okay, just execute this. What it is saying, unless, so see, you are not copying a single file. You are not copying a single file. There are multiple files in the folder, all the folders you want to copy. So that's why there is a third option. If you go to copy command, right here you see first is from address, next is to address, finally you have a recursive equal to true or false. If you have a multiple files or multiple subfolders, if you want to copy one after the another, you have to say recursively copy one by one. So I have to use a word called true here. It's done. Now I want to verify whether copy test got all the files or not. How you can test? dbutils.fs.ls again. So now you should understand the importance of the ls command. So all the files copied or not? All the files are copied into copy test. Okay. Same command I'll take. Copy means what, Tim? Copy means one thing. Copy means it will be available in both the sides, right? Credit data side also file should be available. File should be available. See, it is available. After copying files from this location to this location, I am able to see files in both the locations. But now I am going to use a command called mv from same source folder. Target folder is move test. What is the folder? Move test. Execute this. Now let's verify in both the locations. First I will verify in the credit data. Next I will verify in the move test. Are you seeing any files in the credit data? Are you seeing anything in the credit data? See, credit data folder only removed it because it is just moved all the entire folder. It is moved, I think. Okay, so it just dropped that particular. But how come it is dropped this folder directly? Okay, I understand. Because this is a this is a blob storage, right? Blob storage is a virtual folders. I told you yesterday. If there is no files in it, that folder itself will not exist. Understood? So that's why, as there is no files available, that is the reason why you are not able to see that particular folder. Are you clear? So that's why that credit data folder is gone, because all the files are moved to here. There is no files in that folder. Now move is working. What all commands we discussed as of now? Somebody please summarize. We discussed a mount for creating a mount, mounts for checking the existing mounts, then ls for listing down the content, then we talked about
Make it
mkdirs,
yes.
then we talked about cp command, we talked about the
Move.
command. Correct? Now we have head command. Okay, head command, let me quickly show you. It is very simple. Okay, before I move on, everybody is clear on these commands? Anybody have any doubts on these comments? Everybody is clear, or anybody have any doubts still? Okay, very good, well done. Okay. Now let's move on. dbutils dot fs dot head command, you know, right? As I mentioned, you can read the content of the file. For example, you take this file and give that file here. So it will show. Now if you just put a display, still same now. Use a print statement. So it is just showing in a proper format. Okay, head is reading data and showing in the proper format. Next, there is a, for example, this command is used. I'll tell you where it will be used, but let me tell you. Firstly, credit data folder is removed, right? But I'll create a credit data folder, something like this. Credit data by putting a some file called credit.txt. Okay, welcome to Cloud Pandit. Providing online cloud training. It's online cloud training. Okay, this is what I want to write. See, this is my text that I am saving into this file. This file is basically creating in this folder, but this folder is not available. It will create automatically. Okay, see, it is saying 63 bytes of data is written into this file. Now let's ask dbutils.fs.ls till the branch. See, credit data is available. Okay, I'll go inside credit data. Let's verify what you have. Okay, you have credit.txt. Let's try to head. Head means it reads the file content. See, this is the data. If you print it properly, it will show it in a 2 lines, because I have used a next line character here, right? So that's why it will go to the next line. That is about the head. Now let's say I have what all folders we have, Tim, we just have seen, right? Let me show you once again with the ls command. I want to just see till the branch. Now first thing, I want to remove the file that we just created. This file I want to remove. So how to remove is, take this entire thing, head command, you just use the rm. Okay, it is gone. Now you try to head, it will throw error, because if you list down, this suggestion is very okay. So ls, right? If you use ls, what happens, Tim? It will tell you, as we removed the file, now let's see credit data folder is existed or not, Tim. So if you see credit data folder is, looks like it is still existed. So credit data folder is available. But how come it is available now? Earlier it was not there, because this credit data folder, whatever folders that you created through this program, through the notebook, those are still show up here. But whatever notebooks you created manual, those will not be shown in the program, in the notebook. Okay. But still, these, if any of this folder is not contains any data, this folders itself will not be existed in the blob storage. Remember, still, even though whether you are creating from notebook directly, all the folders, all subfolders in the blob storage are virtual folders. Those will not exist until you have until you store some data. Okay, now we have seen just now credit data is not having any file because we removed it. See, nothing is there in this side, empty to showing. But now let's say if we go for let's say move test, right? So move test contains a lot of files, but now what I want to do, I want to simply remove the move test and remove all the files. I'll say recurse equal to true while removing the folder, because when you are removing the folder, it has to first remove the all files, then it has to remove the move test. Now if you ask for list down the content of the branch, see move test folder is gone because it is removed. Okay.
Sir, one small doubt. After using copy command or move command, using these dbutils commands, can we see the files physically in that block?
Yes, why not? You can see. Anyhow, I think copied data still available, right? See copy test. It contains all the files, right?
Okay. Can we do the same things with GUI? We are doing with the commands. Can we do the similar activities using GUIs?
GUX.
And GUI, and that means directly in Windows we are just Control C, Control V we are using, right?
Now, where you
But
want to do Control C and Control V here within the
uh,
blob storage.
yes, yes. With
No, no,
uh,
that will not work. So in order to do that, you need to connect to the storage through the one of the tool called Storage Explorer. So if you use that, maybe you can select these files. There is a command called copy. So there you can just click copy wherever you want to go there, and you can click on the paste. So you can do those things when you connect the storage through the Storage Explorer. That I'll show you.
I
Otherwise, yeah,
think delete only is getting highlighted.
what?
When you select the file, only delete is getting highlighted. Remaining copy and paste are not getting highlighted.
It is highlighted, right?
Okay.
Now it is also, I think it is also allowing you to paste it directly here also. You
Okay.
see here, right? You can see right here. It is allowing here also.
Yeah.
But what is happening is when you have a multiple files, when you select, it is not allowing only one file. It is allowing you to copy, but when you select multiple files, it is not allowing you to copy. But let me show you how to connect to the storage account from Storage Explorer. So this is very simple, team. Storage Explorer, if you go to Google and you can say download Microsoft Storage Explorer, you can go here. Okay. Get started with Azure. So not try Azure for free. Just see, go to downloads. So you can see for which whether Windows or Mac OS Linux. Based on that, you can just download it. Once you download it, it's just a exe file. You can able to open it. Once it is opened, you see the second tab. I think you have a something called add an account. Click on add an account. So I want to add my storage account. Okay, how you want to add your storage account? With account name and key, click next. So display name is Azure Storage Accounts, and the storage account name is Cloud Pandit Dev Blob, and account key, I'll just use my account key is here. Okay, so after that, click next, click connect. Now click on Open Explorer. So it is already connected. Now if you expand this particular attached containers. One second, Azure storage account. If we go, see, yeah, you just see here because I have given the name as Azure storage account while establishing connection. It is connected here. So you can see global and staging. If you go to global, let's say double click on that, it will open right side. So it is open right now. Let's say if you go inside India branch, let's say inside copy test, I have a 3 files. I want to copy all the, like, let's say enter copy test folder I want to copy. Then you see something called copy. Okay, you have a copy enter folder, and you can go inside employee folder. Now here entire folder I want to paste, control V. I just did a control V, or you can also press the paste. So it is queued, transfer is queued, it will be transferring the files. Okay, it is succeeded now. So you can see the folder. Okay, so using this particular tool you can able to move the files, you can copy the files, anything you can able to do. Next, any questions? Okay, now I want to repeat once again very quickly what we have discussed now. So we have discussed dbutilities.fs. See, first dbutilities.help. One second. So you can see one thing here, dbutilities. Dot help, you can have all these things. Within this I want to interact with file system, dbutilities.fs.help. So help means you are having the mounts, unmount and mounts, and file system utilities copy, head, linked, sorry, listing down, and you have make directory, move, put, and rm. I think it is all very easy. Now we discussed already mount. Mount is for attaching the container. Mounts to see all the existing containers. Refresh mount is you no need to do anything. You can say simply dbutilities.fs.refresh mounts. Right? So you can just execute this. No, it will not take any parameters or something. Directly you can able to execute this. Okay. Now I want to check one more thing. fs.ls mnt/global. mnt/global, is it accessible? It's accessible, correct? It is accessible. Now dbutilities.fs.rm, sorry, not rm, unmount. Unmount, when you want to detach, simply you need to give your container name mnt/global. So when you did mnt/global, what it is going to do? It is going to simply remove this particular mount connection. So how to verify the latest mounts that are available? How to verify latest mounts that are available? Again, mounts only. Now you see mnt/global is not showing, correct? And if you try to list down the mnt/global, you will not be able to see because no such file or directory it is saying. Understood? Again, you need to create the mount code here. This code you need to execute to create the mount point. Now to summarize the things, so mount means this is how you will do. Okay, dbutilities.fs.unmount. So you need to give the mnt/global here, correct? For example, if you want to unmount, to refresh the mount, fs.refresh mounts. For checking the existing mounts, fs.mounts. Okay, this is all about the mounting, unmounting, refresh the mount, and check the all existing mounts. With respect to the other things, right? So dbutilities.fs.ls, you can give here one folder. So within that folder, whatever files, whatever content is there, that will be listing down. Next, so if you want to put some file in this particular container, for example, if you want to put some file here, abc.txt, you can just create that file and you can write some text here, correct? This is just writing the syntaxes. Next, if you want to read that particular file, you can able to use the head command to read that particular file, correct? Next, dbutils.fs dot let's say what are the main commands we have? For example, rm. So if you want to remove that file, abc.txt you can say. If you want to remove the container itself, then you have to say true. Recursively you can remove the folder rm. Okay, so here only one here two types of methods will have. Similarly, in the copy and dbutils dot fs.cp, here also mnt slash global slash input folder to mnt slash global slash output. Okay, so if you are doing a entire folder, you need to use recursively. For example, if you are copying only one file, let's say in input folder abc.txt, you are copying into output as abc.txt, then you don't require recurse equal to true. Correct. So very similarly for the move also, only changes you need to put a mv here, you know the difference between the move and the copy. Next, you know already debut. So before this input and output, whatever we are doing, right, you can just create a mkdirs for creating the folder. Correct. Are we missing anything? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 commands came. How many commands we have in this? 7 only, right? Everything we covered. Okay, this is basically mount point thing. This is basically the commands. Okay, now you can just copy paste all these things and say create nice document for below commands, and if you paste these things, so now you see it will just create a nice document for you. You can just take this particular document. Understood, Tim? Anything else you want? See, mount Azure Blob Storage to DBFS. Mounts the specified Azure Blob Storage container to the Databricks file system at mnt/global. Unmount a DBFS mount point. So you can just accept this, and this is the documentation you can take, and you can prepare a notes out of this. Understood, everybody?
Can you show once again how to create these notes? Yeah, I missed.
Just a minute. No, you just use the assistant. First we created all the commands, then I just, as we have time, I just pasted here to create a nice document so that it will tell you what is this all commands all about. Okay, actually that's all for today, team, because I don't want to extend anything. Whatever is planned for today, I think we have successfully completed. But one thing I did not receive answer from you is, one thing that I did not receive answer from you is for this. Where is that? That is gone. I think I only removed it. Recursive means from the folder, if you have a multiple files or multiple subfolders, if you want to copy one after the another, you need to use recursive equal to true. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So this is the mount code. Okay. Yeah, in this, what is, I was asking something, right? What is the problem? What are the problems that you're seeing in this?
Here we are hard coding the, I think this key, right? It's key. There is some key value that we should not hard code. It should come through some secret or maybe Azure key value. Key value.
Correct. Okay, so it should come through the Azure Key Vault team. So we will discuss that in the upcoming sessions.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Anybody have any questions? Please let me know, team.
Uh, Actually, I
Okay.
have a question in blob storage. So you said there is a limit, file limitations, like 5 GB. So what happens if we have more than 5 GB of file?
You can't able to upload. You need to divide that file into small chunks and then you can upload. You can't upload as a single file.
Oh, okay. So I need to manually, split a single file into two different file and to
Yes.
upload.
See,
Okay.
generally you need to think one thing.
Mhm.
Files, right? If you have a more than 5 GB, that is sorry, more than 5 TB of single file is not recommended for any case. Even
Correct.
in Spark also, when you have a very big file, right? So we divide that file into the 128 MB. The file size is the recommended is 128 MB is the minimum file size is recommended. Maximum file size is recommended as a 1 GB, not more than that. Okay. So when we are doing parallelism and all, we divide our huge data into the minimum file size is 128 MB, maximum file size we recommended to take it as a 1 GB. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so one important point I forgot to explain to you. So if you see this, right, dbutils.fs.mounts, right, not this. So we have not done the actual part team. dbutilities.fs.ls mnt slash global. Anyhow, the read write statements and all we will discuss later also. That is not the our main concern. Our main thing that we need to discuss is what happens when you detach with the cluster and all we need to discuss. Copy test. So this is a folder, right? From this folder I am reading the data. Let's say spark.read.format of csv, and I'll say option, we have headers equal to true. Load the file from this location. Load file from this location. Okay, display of df. Now it is just I'm reading the data. Okay, I'm reading the data right now. I'll say clear output and clear state both. Do you think if I execute once again, do you think I'll be able to read or not?
Able to.
I did a clear state once again also. Now I'm reading. Let's see. Mount point means I told you clearly this will be available. Okay, whether you clear the state, you detach and attach again. See, detached. Now it is going to attach. Okay, it is attached. Now you try to execute once again. It will bring the data. See, it is going to bring the, it brought the data. Now you keep this command in some other notebook. Here I'm putting a read statement. See, is it like it is accessible everywhere, meaning the mount connection will be available throughout the workspace. Any cluster, any notebook can able to use this particular connection to read the data. But yesterday connection is a direct connection that will not be available. That will not be available whenever you clear a state, whenever you detach and attach, and whenever you try when you read from other notebooks, the connection will not be available. Okay, this is the data, right? Now I want to show you df contains what. Df contains the data. That data I want to write. Df dot write dot format of, let's say, csv. Okay, option header comma true. I want to save into location mnt slash global slash silver slash global slash India slash silver slash output one output, let's say. So first time it will allow, but second time if I write it will throw error, because first time there is no data, it is allowed to write, but second time it is already data is available. Now you must have to tell what you want to do. You want to overwrite, you can write a mode at any place, but you can add mode here. I will say mode overwrite. If data is already available, overwrite. Overwrite means at any time you read this file, okay, spark.read.csv header equal to true dot count. So I'm just trying to get how many records are written into the output. Now 36 records. I'm overwriting once again. If you overwrite once again, how many records will be there in the target now?
36 only.
Only 36. Okay. So let's see. It is completed. Overwrite again 36 only. Let's say this time I am doing append. This time what I'm doing, I'm doing append. So after append, how many records will be there here?
72.
72.
22. Again if you append, again if you append 108. Correct? Yes. Understood? So that's how append and overwrite will work, but you don't worry too much about read write statements. If you understood, well and good. If you're not able to understand, still we will discuss each and everything. Okay, so now you have a doubt, right? What is this Spark? Just to check it. Spark is the inbuilt variable which is available in every notebook. So it's nothing but a Spark session. Using that Spark session only we are reading. What you are reading? CSV file. The CSV file you have headers? Yes, I have headers. In which location? From which location you want to load the file? From this location. Okay, I read the data, created a data. From that data frame, you are writing. Like in which mode? Append. In which file format? CSV. You have headers or not? Header equal to true. So that's how you need to put all these things. Please let me know, team, if you have any questions.
So one question from my end, like the cluster we are creating, right, every time. So in general, in real time, how it will be? So every time we
That
need to
will
create as a developer.
no. You are not going to create. That will be available. Only one cluster will be there. That will be there daily. So you're not going to see. You are not allowed to create. You will not have access to create all those things. Only admin team will have access to create a cluster. For example, your development is completed. You want to test with huge data. So you need a little more big cluster. You need to send out a mail. You need to get the approval. With that approval, you need to raise a ticket to the infra team. Then they will create the cluster. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
That is the process. Next. Here, because we are creating Databricks every day, we are creating a new clusters. They are okay for the charges, right? But we are not okay. So now only we are making a lot of payment for every month to the Microsoft. Now if I stopped also, there will be maintenance cost for the disks, networks, and also. That's why I'll be deleting this. Next.
I mean, dev or production, whatever it is, still running the cluster 24/7. If my understanding correct.
It is very clearly told even the first session itself. Just repeating same point. Cluster, Databricks workspace, everything will be available, but 24/7 we won't run the cluster. I clearly told you there is a inactive time will be set. If nobody is submitting jobs for 30 minutes or something, it will be stopped. It went to the stopped state, but still there will be maintenance cost will be occurred towards the client subscription. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Next. Any other questions, Tim?
Can I share my screen? Because when I click on compute, it is directly go to the SQL warehouse.
Geeta, you are from previous batch. Now also you are there. I told you in the current batch also. You are using community. Community will not allow the normal cluster. It will allow only SQL Server. That is nothing but a serverless. Even if you share the screen, same thing will be there, Geeta.
So,
I told you in WhatsApp. I discussed in the current batch also. Tell me.
Sir, like
so
I
how
had a doubt.
Hold on, hold on. No, let me finish for her. Yes, Geeta, tell me quickly.
how I create a cluster
You can't create a
in
cluster. You need to use your Azure subscription to create a cluster. That's why you can practice everything on the serverless, right? Serverless is it not allowing you to create a mount point? Have you verified that?
no, not it.
You verify and let me know, Geeta. Okay. Next.
Okay. Thank you.
Like there was no container option in the Databricks community.
Container option in the what is container?
Dot- So you add the data through Azure account through container to a storage option.
Storage option. This one, this is blob storage.
Yes.
No, this is separate in commun. Okay, this is other account. Completely, it is a other service. The Databricks is completely different service.
Yes,
So
sir. Like
blob.
if we want to practice the blob storage in Bix community,
So that's why what I'm saying is for now all the commands. Okay, very good question. Basically, let me answer this. For your learning, how you can do it is you can create a notebooks. Okay, then you see something called for you. There is a file store slash tables. Okay, for your practice, you can able to use file store slash tables. Oh, it is not showing. Just a minute. What this suggestion nonsense is coming every time. Okay, just a minute. I'll go to catalog. I'll show you that. How come it is not coming? Add data. Add data. Upload files to dbfs. You see, this is correct only. Why this is not accessible? Just a minute. I'll verify. I'll tell you. It's very good, very good. So you can practice it. I have to tell this basically for you how you can practice it.
Yeah, I think we need to enable it from settings.
Is it earlier? It used to be default. It will be enabled. Okay. Just I'll see it here. 1 second. Just a minute. I'll go to settings. Okay, I'm not very sure.
Developer
Let me just
something.
see. Anybody aware where to go?
Developer or something.
like in the Copilot, I have asked Copilot. It was shown that we need to like add a DBFS settings, enable DBFS in settings, but I didn't get that.
Okay, 1 second. I'll see. Why my files store slash tables is not accessible in notebook? is not required really. One second. If this is not working, we will figure it out how we can do this. fs.lsdb first file store slash. Okay, this is not working. Let me see. Okay, here itself it may tell. Just wait. Okay, I'll just go to chat GPT only. Databricks runtime 16.4. The correct path is dbf. This also I tried, right? This also not working. But let's try once again. Suggestion, I need to stop it. Okay, this is not working. We tried on runtime greater than 7. Fuse mount is disabled on some conditions. Okay, we'll go with this one. That also working or not, let me see, but it should. It is also not working for some time as such. Just a minute, it should be available, but somehow it is. See, ls command, cp command, whatever I used to explain using the Databricks storage only, but people are getting confused. In real time, we won't use this. We directly use the storage. That's why I started explaining there. This we tried, it is not working. This also we tried, it is not work. Permission issues limited. Database community serverless restriction parallel. You cluster is running is sufficient permission cluster. Okay, I think I'm not sure. We have very less time. I'll check and let you know. Maybe we have a lot of time to do, but for your practice, I don't want to stop it. So for that, what I will do is I'll update the steps to enable it if it is really accessible. Okay, I'll check and I'll update you. Otherwise, team, when you okay, so I think these and all not in your control, right? Shit. Because you are going to use a community is not in your control. You're not seeing any option here.
Yes, that is the one. Yeah.
Okay, I think this is the one, team. So in the advanced tab, dbfs file browser. So once we have done that, maybe you need to go here. Now you try to access. Maybe you just try after some time. Okay, after enabling, maybe we can try out after some time, or directly it should be accessible this way. Okay, maybe I just enabled. It may take a few minutes to come. Settings, advanced, enabled, right? Okay, now we enable this. We may try within this notebook now. But still it is not accessible.
Remove tables, sir. Slash tables. And remove at no, it won't work. Remove slash as well before dbf.
No, no, this like this.
Yes.
No, it is not accessible. Maybe you may need to do some cluster refresh, or you may need to wait for some time and see. Okay. So I have shown you where is the option to enable. You try to enable the option. If you face any issue, you can let me know. I'll try out in the community and I'll update you. Okay. I request everybody to try first and let me know if it is not working for you. Okay.
Salman, please show the option in advanced.
Go to here, go to settings, go to advanced. Here you see an option called dbfs file browser. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Tim. Any other questions, Tim?
Do we have class tomorrow, sir?
I'll update in the group. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, any other questions, Tim? Kumar, you can't practice it through community because Blob you need to create, right? So that required a Azure subscription. Okay, Tim. Thank you all. That's all for today. If you don't have any questions.